All right, if you're a founder and you're in the thick of it, I want you to think of this as a quick chat with a mentor who's pretty much seen it all. We're going to cut right through the noise and talk about what it really takes to keep your business going past that brutal 3-year mark. Let's dive in.
So let's just get right to it. This is the question, isn't it? The one that keeps every single new entrepreneur staring at the ceiling at 3 a.m. Now, this isn't meant to scare you. It's meant to focus you. Because the answer, well, it has a lot less to do with luck than you think, and a whole lot more to do with avoiding a few huge and really common mistakes. Okay, let's not sugarcoat the reality we're dealing with. These numbers are no joke. In just 1 year, almost a third of new businesses are just gone. By the time you hit the end of year 3, it's basically a coin toss. 50% have closed up shop for good. So the real question is why, and how do you make absolutely sure you're in the half that makes it? Well, it all starts right here. Before you even spend your first dollar, before you even build a website, you might have this incredible passion, this brilliant idea. But you know what? Passion doesn't pay the bills. A real, validated market need does.
Just look at this number, 42%. That one number tells you almost everything you need to know. A huge chunk of failed businesses, nearly half, built something that when it came down to it, nobody was actually willing to pay for. They poured their time, their money, their energy into solving a problem that just wasn't a real problem for enough people. It's a heartbreaking mistake, but it's also completely avoidable.
I mean, this is it. This is the big fork in the road between success and failure. On one side, you've got the passion project, right? It's built on assumptions, on a hunch. On the other side, you have the validated need. That's built on actual evidence. You've got to get out there and talk to real people to confirm that yes, they have this problem and, more importantly, they're actively trying to find a way to solve it.
So how does this play out in the real world? Let's take Zomato. They entered a super crowded market, but they didn't try to be this giant super app right from the get-go. No way. They found one specific, really painful problem. How do I get food from my favorite local spot delivered easily? And they put all their energy into solving just that one thing. They niched down, they absolutely dominated that space, and only then did they start to expand. They survived because they solved a real, validated need first. And you know, that failure to find a real need, it leads directly to the single biggest killer of small businesses. And it's not the competition, it's not having a bad product, it's running out of cash. Seriously, think of cash as the oxygen for your company. If you run out, nothing else you do matters. It's game over. 82%. Just let that sink in. That's not a statistic, that's a warning siren. It shows you can have the best product in the world, you can even have sales going through the roof, but if the cash isn't actually in the bank when your bills are due, you're done. You gotta remember, profit is an opinion, but cash is a fact.
And it almost never happens all at once. It's more like a death by 1,000 cuts. It's that over-the-top spending on fancy office furniture in the first few months. It's not being obsessive about tracking every single dollar that goes in and out. It's letting your customers pay you in 60 or 90 days while your own rent is due now. And maybe the biggest one of all, not having a cash buffer, at least 12 months worth, to get you through the slow times that will inevitably come.
Okay, so once you've got your cash flow locked down, you've officially earned the right to focus on the next make or break factor, listening. Your first idea is almost never your best one, and guess who will tell you what's working and what's not? Your customers. They're your best and cheapest consultants.
This really says it all. The market is always moving, right? Your customers' needs are always changing. So if you're not out there actively asking for feedback, the good, the bad, and especially the ugly, and then using it to get better, you're essentially just standing still. And in the world of business, standing still means you're about to get run over.
Now let's say you're doing things right. You've got happy customers, you're listening to them, your cash flow is solid. The next big threat is on the horizon, and it's a really deceptive one: growth. I know, everyone wants to grow, but doing it the wrong way can be just as fatal as not growing at all.
This is the tightrope every single successful founder has to walk. Scale too fast before you're ready, your costs go through the roof, your quality takes a nosedive, your team burns out, and the whole thing just collapses under its own weight. But scale too slow, you're basically leaving the door wide open for a hungrier competitor to swoop in and steal the market you worked so hard to build. The only way to win is with smart, controlled, strategic growth. So we've covered finding a market, managing cash, listening to customers, and the dangers of scaling. But when a business really does fail, what's the one thread that connects all these problems? What's the real root cause deep down?
It's really easy, and super common by the way, to point fingers outside. You hear it all the time. The economy took a dive. A huge competitor undercut our prices. The banks just wouldn't give us a loan. And look, while those things are definitely real challenges, they are very rarely the true cause of failure. The research on this is painfully clear. The number one cause is internal. I know this is a harsh term, managerial incompetence, but it's not an insult. Think of it more like a diagnosis. It just means a lack of experience in things like strategic planning, financial management, and making the tough calls based on data instead of just a gut feeling.
When you get right down to it, failure is an inside job. It's a weak business plan. It's a lack of financial discipline. It's your ego getting in the way of really hearing what customers are telling you. It's being too stubborn to change course when all the signs are pointing in a new direction. But here's the good news, the really great news. Every single one of these things is 100% within your control. So let's just boil all this advice down to a dead simple survival blueprint. Step 1, prove people actually want what you're selling before you go all in. Step 2, treat your cash like oxygen, because it is, and protect it at all costs. And Step 3, stay humble, listen to your market, and then execute your plan with relentless discipline. At the end of the day, all those external factors, the economy, the competition, that's just the weather. You can't control the storm, but you sure as heck can control how you build and sail your ship. Most failures aren't just bad luck, they're the result of a series of bad choices, and that means that survival is also a choice. So looking at your business right now, what's the one choice you're going to make today to make sure you survive the storm?